Hey Flosstube, welcome to this special edition of my Flosstube channel where I show my June releases. Hey everyone, I'm so excited. This is what we live for, us designers. Is all the hard work that goes into the designing and the stitching that goes into it with my model stitchers, and then I do all the punching myself for my punch needle pattern. So constantly working year-round on new designs for cross stitch and punch needle. And this year, 2019, I'm having 4 releases. I normally only do 2 a year, but I'm stepping it up, y'all. So I have a June release, I'll have a September, and then a December, and then of course Nashville in March is always the big one. So I'm excited to announce that I have 3 new punch needle patterns and I have 3 new cross stitch patterns. So what I want you to do is watch this video, see what you like and what you want to order, and then contact your LNS and let them know what you want so that they have an idea of what to order. I have already sent out a mass email to all my shops. I have already received some orders in, but I know some of them are holding off to see what their customers want. So you may have already seen some of these on the internet because I sent it out to the stores, and I know they try to put it on their Facebook pages and try to get the word out so they can get pre-orders and everything. However, you haven't seen everything fully finished. I'm so excited. The punch needle I have shown in my past videos fully finished, but I'm just going to run through them real quick and let you know the sizes and the different things. So the first punch needle I want to show is Lumina Dreams PN206. This one is 6 inches by 5.5 inches. This design was punched using mostly Weeks Dye Works floss, but one of the Gentle Art, the pumpkin pie. And what I did to finish this is I basically use fabric glue and I turn the weaver's cloth over and glue it to the back of the finished piece, and then I take a marker and I run along the sides of my finished piece, and I used a black permanent marker, and then I took this plaque that I purchased at Joann Fabric and I painted it black, and then I painted just the top part of it right here a gray that would match my punch needle, and then I sanded and stained it, and then I adhered the punch needle to the board with fabric glue. So that's how that one was finished. Next we have PN204 Mary Hill. This one measures 6 inches by 5 3/4 inches, and it was punched using Weeks Dye Works and some DMC floss. And then I bought this piece of wood. Ooh, it was either Joann, I'm not sure. It was Joann or Walmart. Oh, maybe it says on the back here. Walnut Hollow is the company that makes it, but I think I bought it at Joann. But it came with this twine on it. And it just came this wood color, painted the whole thing black, and then I just did this part and then the sides a burgundy color, and then I sanded and stained as always and adhered my punch needle with fabric glue. And the last but not least of the new punch needle releases is PN205 Holly Hill. And this one measures 6 inches by 5 3/4 inches, which is the same size as the Santa I just showed. And it was punched also using Weeks Dye Works and DMC floss. And I finished, it's the same finish as the Santa. I love the gray background. I've never used gray background for my winter scenes, and I'm in love with it. I love it so much. Now we're going to move on to cross stitch. Oh, I don't know what to show first because I love them all. Okay, this one I'm super excited about the finishing because I finally used pom-pom, mini pom-pom. Love it so much. It was, before I show you, it was Dames of the Needle. It says From the Cauldron, mini pom-pom, faded colonial blue. Now, I didn't even read the color of it. I just was going through what I had, and it looks sage green to me. It matched my piece, so I went ahead and used it. And then when I was looking at the title and it says colonial blue, I had to crack up because it doesn't look blue to me. So this one here is Cross Stitch 207 Peaceful Snow. And that pom-pom trim just, to me, makes this piece so sweet. So Peaceful Snow measures 6 inches by 5 inches. The stitch count is 110 by 86. It is stitched 2/2 on 35 count linen, Weeks Dye Works tin roof. Stitched by Carol let me see, Caracia? I'm not sure how to say your last name, Carol, I'm so sorry. But she's in Ypsilanti, Michigan, which is like an hour from me. She's stitching the companion piece to this, which is, this one is what? Peaceful Snow. That one is Joyful Scene, and it'll have a, there's a Santa and a house and a reindeer with a sheep on its back and then a chicken on its back. Anyway, she's stitching that one now, and it will be the same size and a very similar look to this one, so that they're a companion piece. And what I did is I used the sticky board to mount my finished cross stitch, and then I used, okay, so I used a hot glue gun, guys. I haven't used a hot glue gun, and I seriously don't remember the last time. And I actually have a nicer one now than I used to have, because when Ryan was in college, he needed to borrow it, and he broke it, so he bought me another one, and I like it better than the one I had. And anyways, I haven't used one in a long time, and I didn't know how to put this pom-pom on. I didn't want to use fabric glue, and the reason is because fabric glue, I was afraid it would show on the front and I would never be able to get rid of that. But with hot glue, if you get a little on the front, I know you can use a heat gun or a blow dryer and it kind of melts it away, like if it gets stringy or something. Anyways, I decided to use my hot glue gun, and it worked beautifully to put the pom-pom on there. So then while I had that out, I'm like, well, why not just use the hot glue to adhere it to the book? So as you know, I love adhering my punch needle to old antique books. Well, why not do it for cross stitch too? So that's what I did. And then you can open it up like this and set it on a shelf. It kind of creates its own easel. You can set it on a shelf that way. Love it. All right, cross stitch 2, 3, 4, 6. I'm gonna get my glasses back on. This is called One Day at a Time, and it's part of my folk art, early American folk art series. It is stitch 2/2 on 28 count. Picture This Plus Bramble, and this linen is fabulous. It's hard to tell probably on the screen, but it has lights and darks. You know how Picture This Plus has that modeling in their linen, and it's so very pretty. And it measures 9 1/4 inches by 8 3/4 inches. The stitch count is 137 by 137. Stitched by Mary Schreiner of St. Louis, Michigan. My Michigan girls. stitching up a storm for me. I so appreciate it. The best thing about the future is it comes one day at a time. Abraham Lincoln quote. So this one, I just used, oh yeah, I used sticky board to get it centered on the board and to get my borders as straight as I possibly could. And then I just folded over the back, and then I just taped the linen to the back of the sticky board. And this frame, I had this from our primitive folk days back in the day. It was like a burnt orange color, and I painted it navy to go with this. So I thought that one looked really nice framed. And last, but definitely not least, of my new cross stitch releases is Good Tidings. Whoops. Good Tidings cross stitch 3400. This is part of my Work of Heart series where it is full coverage and a lot of confetti stitching, but they are made to look like my watercolor paintings. This was stitched 2/2 on 30 count linen Weeks Dye Works kudzu, which you don't see any of the linen, so it wouldn't matter what color linen you used. It measures 11 7/8 inches by 10 1/4 inches, stitch count 184 by 155, stitched by Karen Simmons of Amherst, Ohio. And I'm just going to zoom in for you so you can really get a good look at the stitching. And what a beautiful job she did. So, I know full coverage freaks people out, and I know confetti stitching freaks people out. But keep in mind, y'all, that you don't have to do the whole thing. You could do the Santa and the snowman and the little tree and the little box of ornaments with some snow on the ground. You know, just you have to have something for them to be standing on, or it would look funny. But a little bit of the snow on the ground, and you know, it would be adorable with that. And you could use like a blue linen that's modeled. I'm sure Picture This Plus has something that would work for that. You could also do that kind of a linen, do everything but the background. If you like the border, you could do the border. You know, I have confetti stitching in this border, but you don't have to do that. You could just do all the same color. You know, make it your own. Do it how you want to do it. You can see it pretty good there. See how there's a lot of, I think there's 2 or 3 different color burgundies to get that mottled look in the border. But you wouldn't have to do that. You know, you could do a solid color DMC, or you could do the fancy floss, the overdyed floss. It would make it a little bit striped, but that might be kind of cool. So I just don't want you to miss out on this cute design because you don't want to do all over stitching. But thank you, Karen. She did a fantastic job on this, and it's just adorable. I forgot to mention something on Good Tidings. I got the frame from Paula and Carlton Fruth from Craft Gallery in Findlay, Ohio. I love this frame. When I ordered the frame, I planned on staining it when I got it because I thought it was too bright of a white. And then when I put it in here, my husband's like, oh, I don't think it's too bright. So I kind of hem-hawed around. I wasn't sure if I should stain it or not. I'm just wanting your opinion. If you could leave a little comment below and say, yeah, you should stain it. If I stain it, it will just tone it down a little bit, and I think it will, because right now, looking at it through, you know, I'm looking at my camera, to me that frame just pops. I want the stitching to pop, not the frame. So I don't know, I'm thinking if I stain it, it will kind of meld into the background a little bit better. Anyway, just give me your opinion on that. But thank you, Paula and Carlton. I love this frame. It's a perfect frame for this piece. So that's it, guys. That's it. I got this light on. Let me turn this light on. Oh, God, that's so much better. I wish I wouldn't have had that light on that whole time. Anyway, that is it. That's my 6 new releases. So be sure to get in touch with your LNS, whether it's a brick and mortar shop or your favorite online shop, and pre-order so that they know how many to order from me. And I'm going to be kicking butt all this week. My mom said, oh, I want to help you. I want to help you. She loves stuff on the pattern. So we're going to be working all week getting ready to ship orders. All these patterns will be ready to ship on Monday, June 17th, which is a week from today. And I will not have them on my Etsy shop for another week or two afterwards because I like to give my shops a head start on selling the patterns. So thank you for being here. Thanks for watching, and thanks for all your continued support. I really appreciate it. We'll see you next time. Bye.